Oye! Hi everyone, my name is Deborah Minguron from MissMinguron.com, and I promised myself every tag that I do for this channel now forward is gonna be in English, just so it could be a start, because a lot of people have been asking me to do more videos in English so they can understand. But I have always done videos in Portuguese for a few reasons, like so my family and friends back home could understand, so I could be more clear, because I get really nervous when I'm speaking in English, and also so I don't get in trouble for anything I said. But I really want you guys to be able to see and to understand what is like my year in here, because I've been in America since August 2016. Today is February 12th 2018, so it's been 18 months since I first got into America. And let's go ahead and get this tag started. So the first question is, why did you decide to be an au pair? I decided to become an au pair when I actually graduated from high school and I had just got into college. That phase, that little stage of your life is gonna be very confusing if you're not there yet, because it's the moment that you have to decide what you're gonna do with the rest of your life, and I wasn't 100% sure yet. Now I kind of know what I want to do, but back then I didn't, and I thought a year abroad, taking a time for myself, would be a great way to learn what I wanted to do, and it was. So that's why I came in here. Second question, which agency did you came with? I'm currently an au pair from Cultural Care, and I chose Cultural Care because I knew Education First, which is the main company of Cultural Care, and also because I really liked the insurance company and everything they would provide. But that was the main reasons, because I don't really like their support. That's a subject for another video. How did your application process go? So my time during my application process was really confusing. I kind of tried to get the au pair program to find myself, and I find myself actually more messed up during the time that I was online and whatever, just because I had to get everything that I need as fast as I could, and when I was done, my agency wasn't doing the same. They were taking their time and doing slowly. Also, it took me a year to find a family that I was really comfortable with. Yeah, it was really confusing. I thought it wouldn't happen. I got really upset with myself because I was a whole year online, plus like 6 months trying to get everything done. So it was 18 months just to come in here, and then I'm here for 18 months. So my process with the au pair program was really long, and it wasn't as easy as it looked like. But it is what it is. I ended up finding a good family. It wasn't that terrible. What was your first impression of your host family in your American home? So, as I told you guys, I felt very comfortable with my host family on Skype. That's why I decided to come in here and move with them. And on my first day when they picked me up at the training school, I was really nervous, but it turns out they were really great, and they had everything ready to welcome me. Like, they had my room ready, they had a basket full with presents, and they took me to lunch and then dinner and then ice cream, everything. They were just really lovely. Fifth, what were your biggest fears? So I believe this is fears that we have before coming in here, and I'm the kind of person that always had a lot of people around me all the time, like a lot of friends, a lot of people in my house, always. So I was really afraid I wouldn't meet anybody and I would be by myself the whole year, but that didn't happen. Great friends on my first year, on my second year, it was just great. There are people there I wanted to take with me for the rest of my life. The second thing was, I have been to United States before, and I really hated the food. I'm sorry Americans, but I really hated the food. And I thought it would be a problem, but both of my families always get whatever I want to eat, so it wasn't like the biggest problem ever. But I really hate like that fast food is always what we usually get, because it's cheaper and because it's easier, and I ended up eating a lot of the food that I make for the kids, which is pizza and pasta and mac and cheese and chicken nuggets and I'm not proud of myself. I could choose to cook something else, but that would take even more time for dinner, and I'm working and whatever. But it isn't that bad. How does a day in your life look like? Busy. Very, very, very busy. I was just talking about that on my Instagram yesterday, because from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I did so much stuff that I don't even know how. Literally, I start working, I got the kids ready, I took them to 3 different schools, then I came back, I cleaned the car, I cleaned cleaned the house, I did lunch, I did videos for you guys, I also watched 4 episodes of Heart of Dixie, and I washed my hair, I worked out, so it was like a lot of things. I don't know how I do so much, but that was like most of my free time. But with the kids I also do a lot, because it's 3 kids with 3 different ages, so they have different activities, they want different things that they want to do and that they want to eat, so it's a lot of work. But I am a very active person, and that's why I take everything really busy, but that's how my life looks like. What do you miss the most? So people usually assume that what I miss most is my family and my house and my food, and I'm not saying that it's not, but I really miss my freedom. Not that I can go anywhere, but it's really different, because back home I didn't used to do anything for nobody but me. Like, even when I was doing charity or going to the church or going to school, it was still for me. Like, in here I need to put the kids' priority first, and I need to work always with somebody. I need to ask my parents if this is right or can I do that, and that was something that actually didn't work back home. I just did it. And also, being in someone else's house, you kind of have a time to come home, even if you come in the middle. If you can come in the middle of the night, it's a little more uncomfortable than coming in the middle of the night to your house. Like, in my house, I would have just come up and opened the fridge in the middle of the night. Here, I kind of don't feel that much comfortable about it, not because my parents don't allow me to, they do. I really feel like part of the family, but it's just not your house. So that's what I feel like I miss the most. Did you extend? I did. My extension was, of course, a little complicated too, because I had a rematch on my 6th month here, and as soon as I got in this family, my extension letter came, and I didn't know what to do because I had just moved in here. I didn't know if I had an opinion about them. I didn't know if I wanted to extend in another state, but for a lot of reasons I ended up extending. And I didn't go home on my first year to visit my parents, so when my 2nd year started, it was really hard. I regretted myself at the same minute. Not that my 2nd year hasn't been great, it has, but I just thought it was just not, it's just not something that I needed to do. It's something that I did it because I wanted to, and my first year was just okay if I had chosen to go home on the end of it. Like, I got to see a lot of things, I got to have a lot of experiences, so I didn't need a 2nd year, and that's what I still think right now. Did your year go as you expected? I can say that it did. That doesn't mean it was great. I had a great year. I had great experiences. I met awesome people, and I've been having a blast. But when you're home and you picture all those things about your year abroad, when you come here, it's not the same thing. It's better than you can imagine, and sometimes it can be kind of disappointing because nobody expects to go on a rematch, and nobody expects to have problems with your whole family and or with your friends or in your day life, but you're gonna have, it's life. But we don't picture that before coming in here, and that's what I think it didn't go as I planned it, because I didn't plan it. I just dreamed about it, and life is not a dream, life is life. So that's what I have to say. Which places did you visit? That's my favorite question in this tag, because and that kind of answers my other one, because before coming in here I thought I would visit the whole country, not the whole country but most of it. And when I moved in here, I actually ended up getting out of the country for my vacation. So I went to Mexico, and I went to London and Paris and Amsterdam for my first 2 weeks of vacation. And then on my weekends I went to little places around me. So I've been to Massachusetts, I've been to Connecticut, I've been to Rhode Island, New Jersey, Virginia, Pennsylvania, I've been to Washington DC, I've been to Cleveland in Ohio just on weekends. And my last vacation for my second year, I went to Florida and I did Orlando and Miami. It was great, it was really great, but because I went abroad on my first year, I actually didn't have the chance to see California or Seattle or Chicago, Alabama, all those places that I really wanted to visit. But it's totally fine. How has the au pair year influenced your life and you as a person? I tell everybody that, and my friends back home, they also tell me that I am not the same person that got into the airplane to come in here. I am a totally different person. I am much more mature. I am a grown-up now. I can see that with my own eyes. I didn't have any responsibilities back home. I didn't work. I didn't do anything with my life. I didn't know how to deal with my problems, and I solve problems like this right now. I have to. I have kids. Like, if something happened to them, it's up to me to decide what to do, like how to fix it. And I've been through so much stuff that I didn't think I could handle back home, and now I can. So I'm going home a totally different person, a better person to myself. Last question, it's what is your first advice for a future au pair? So my first advice for you is don't be afraid of coming in here. If you're having doubts, then fix those things before you're coming here, like, oh, I don't know how to live without my mom. But you can come in here and you can take your vacation to go see your mom, and then you can save some money and pay for her to come and see your life in here. And you can call her every day, you can Skype her. If you're afraid of not liking the program, you can always go back. I mean, it's not just as impossible as it looked like. Sometimes I think that to myself, oh, I can go home now. I actually can't. I just don't want it because I book a flight to go somewhere, or I need to finish paying my credit card. But I could go home, I could get a job and then finish paying my credit card in there if I really wanted to go home. So sometimes I think I'm just creating excuses because I actually want to stay here. But there's like, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's a difficult program because it's gonna ask a lot from you, and it's not gonna be what you expected, but it is a great program, and I always suggest everybody to come and to try. So I hope you guys like this video. I really want to keep doing English videos for you, but it's a little complicated. Like, I record this 4 times already just because I don't feel comfortable enough with my English. But ask me, what do you want to see in English in this channel? Most of the videos in English I want to do after I go home because there's some stuff that I want to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it in English while I'm in here, but it's okay. And but just ask me if you wanted me to do some vlogs in English or tours in English or something like that. Just ask me. I hope to see you all soon in my next video.